welcome to Dirty Fortnightly News. I'm Phil Sears.
And I'm Chris Cox.
Last show, you might have noticed a lot of puns employed throughout the entire show. Well, we're here to apologize for such a crude and horrible mistake on our part. We're a serious news show and only air the cold hard facts. Right, Chris?
Yeah, Yes.
So in order to stop this perilous plundering of puns, we have set up the pun identification slap system.
Wait, doesn't that spell piss?
Here's how it works. Chris, say a pun.
This seems to be a very cruel punishment.
Here's your headlining news.
Fox's repetitive, profitable showman is moving out of the network. Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy, American Dad, and some other derogatory show, has been selected to host this year's Oscars, which can mean only one thing: cutaways. To prepare for this, over 200 terabytes of internet memes, 50s TV shows, and played-out catchphrases have been downloaded at the site of the Oscars. Special sound crews have been trained to listen for the phrase, "like the time when," which immediately signals an overused sight gag involving Hitler. Now, the director of the Oscars said, "If that crazy madman decides to cut away to Michael Jackson riding a dinosaur who's talking to Bob Hope and the Fonz, then by God, we'll have the clip." But the history of cutaways has remained unknown, like the time when...
Dairy farmers have a new tool at their service, or should I say, cervix. A sensor invented in Switzerland is placed inside the cow to alert farmers when they're in heat. The cows, I mean. The sensor is available in English and Spanish and includes an app that answers personal cow questions such as, who is the cow dating? Is it lonely? Does their milkshake bring the boys to the yard? And where's the beef? As a bonus to purchasing the sensor, the manufacturer includes a guide to Kama Sutra. Readings can be viewed through the internet or sent to a cell phone via message.
Oh, that explains the recent string of random and very disturbing text messages I've been getting. When officers in Canada this January began sniffing around a possible illegal performance-enhancing drug trade, they stumbled upon something even more pungent: a string of cheese thefts. After slicing through the evidence for months, the boys in blue found something truly grating. One of the accused was a former police officer whose alibi was full of holes. The international smuggling ring was American and Canadian in origin, but one can speculate that the Swiss and French were likely involved. The Big Cheese of an Ontario restaurant confessed to buying the smuggled cheese, claiming he was kicked to the curb afterwards. Authorities claimed that the Parmesan perpetrators had wheeled off more than $150,000. Now that's a lot of cheddar.
Water may not taste the same anymore. When 45-year-old Thuman Wolfram Edgar Nesbitt III went to the doctor after experiencing blindness and nausea, he was shocked to find out the cause was over-the-counter eye drops. The police suspected girlfriend Vicky Jo Mills, who then admitted to putting Visine eye drops in his drinking water for years. Mills stated she never wanted to hurt him, just have him pay more attention. Nesbitt said he will continue ingesting eye drops in hopes of permanent blindness. Now, new news for bacon aficionados regarding the bacon shortage.
Wait, hold on. Like there's no bacon. Like no more ham,
right.
No more pork. It's gone bye-bye.
Right, that's generally what a shortage means, Chris.
I'm sorry, Phil. I just need a second.
Take your time. You done?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Thanks, Phil. Please continue with your story.
Right. As I was saying, the new news about the bacon shortage says it's a hoax.
Wait. So it's not true. There's enough bacon for everyone?
Exactly.
I don't have to capture neighborhood animals and try and use them for a bacon substitute?
Exactly. Wait, what did you say about animals?
Nothing, Phil. Nothing at all. Researchers are saying that half of the Great Barrier Reef has disappeared over the last 27 years. Now, scientists attribute the missing portions of the reef to damage from tropical storms, the coral-eating crown-of-thorns starfish, and climate change. But many concerned citizens are all asking the same question about the news. If so much of that reef has disappeared, where did it go? Fortunately, Disney and Pixar plan to tackle this anomaly, or should we say, anemone, in their forthcoming film, Finding Nemo 2. In the film, Marlin will set out to look for Nemo's illegitimate half-brother, which, in one of biology's biggest mysteries, is a piece of coral. A study says Morgan Freeman will lend his vocal talent to the role of the coral as well as an evil starfish. Due to disinterest by many of the original voice actors, nearly every other role in what is predicted to be the most profitable film of all time will also be voiced by Morgan Freeman.
It looks like police forces are getting more tech savvy than ever in their quest for effective riot prevention. Officers are now using social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter to track the actions of more outspoken activists. Early efforts are said to be going very well. They have captured leads such as one troublemaker's alarming tweet, "Lol, I just got pepper sprayed, #crying." They have also found an endless stream of Instagram photos showing protesters holding Molotov cocktails, doing what is being described as a duckface. An officer said that though the initial efforts have been very helpful, he believes they will reach a major breakthrough when they decode the acronym LOL and figure out why people are using so many number signs when they write. Unfortunately, despite all of this progress in internet use by police agencies, there is still no word on a task force to combat people that post pictures of their food every meal. After the break, we'll get a sample of just how bad humanity is and a lesson in time travel.
Stay tuned.
Ever felt bad about being greedy? Well, you shan't feel like that anymore. Jesse and Alyssa have the story.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey, and people wrongly accuse me of being a hoarder, but I like to think of myself more as a collector. So at the age of 6, I started collecting the hair that I would find in the schoolyard, and since I didn't really have very many friends, I thought if I made people friendship bracelets, using parts of them, they would like me better. But they never did. So towards the age of 12, my obsession for friends and companionship increased, and I kept the hair because they wouldn't accept my bracelets that I worked so hard on. And then I decided to use the hair and paper mache, and I made friends. I made them. Then one afternoon, my parents found my closet of friends that I spent so much time on, and they burnt them. They burnt all of them. So I ran away, and I lived with some friendly homeless people that I found in the school playground. They slept in the slides, and they urinated in the pea gravel. And I lived with them for a period of like 4 years, just collecting paper, because it was all we used for blankets, because I couldn't go back home, not after they destroyed my friends. When I came to the ISU campus, my first week here, I noticed the Daily, which is the newspaper here, and there was so much of it, and it was for free. And it reminds me of my time on the streets with those friendly homeless people. And my roommate, I like to think that he's okay with it. He's okay with it.
We sent a therapist to evaluate Jeffrey's condition. Dr. Bennett sat down with him to discuss his monopapyrophobia. During the session, she did a series of tests to see how much he relied on the newspapers. She tried to physically detach Jeffrey from just a small portion of paper, but he was uncooperative. Jeffrey denied the fact that he had a problem so much that he made excuses to keep each piece of paper by his side. Dr. Bennett concluded he was a hopeless case.
That guy had a lot of stuff. Fortnightly News takes a look at the newest physics bending class on campus. Take a look and find out why it's a good time. You know what? It's probably a really good time.
It is a really good time. We should have some more time puns in here.
You know what? I had a good time once. I was skateboarding and I was checking in on my eccentric doctor friend. He had a dog. His name was Einstein. And all of a sudden I got this really weird voicemail from him. And he called me Marty. It was weird. Anyways, here's your package.
Yeah. Bless you. Now then, Could I have all of you turn in your assignments now? Just put them right here. This is the first day, isn't it? Oh, silly me. Where's the time gone? Welcome to Chronology 101. I am your professor, Dr. Saturnus. So allow me to explain the syllabus. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting last week, there will be a lecture portion of the class, and congratulations to all of you for attending the first period of class, if you believe in linear time travel. Fine. If you turn your page, there will also be a lab portion. This will be necessary to explain time travel, and actually, now would be a good time. Good time. To tell you all that you need to bring your own time travel devices, be it TARDIS or DeLorean. My favorite's the Time Turner. Or if you have any other devices that are accessible to you, feel free to use them if you want. Of course, you could just run in opposition to the Earth's rotation. Now, Mr. O'Reilly was about to bring up a really good point. What about the butterfly effect? Well, keep in mind, this is actually extremely important, probably one of the most important parts of the class, as it deals with everyone's safety. You must be careful when altering the timeline. One small change could have drastic implications on the entire fabric of the space-time continuum. Time travel is for observation only. This means you shouldn't alter the course of major historical events, even if the cause is noble. That means you can't stop the Depression, prevent the assassination of Lincoln, or stop Yoko Ono from splitting up the Beatles, as much as we all want to. Don't do it. It'll have drastic consequences. Oh, yes. Bless you. Must be running late. It is your day to teach, isn't it?
Indeed
well,
it is.
I'll leave you to it. Everyone, this is present day Dr. Saturnus. He'll be handling the rest of your lecture today.
Now then, I'd like to start by giving...
The first presidential debate of the campaign season was held last week and further polarized voters' views on many key issues. But Governor Romney elicited a universal shriek of outrage from both sides of the aisle when he announced his plan to cut funding to PBS. He further implied that this would mean television favorite Sesame Street would have its budget pulled apart at the seams. Here to give some insider context to the remarks is our good friend Harold the Puppet. How you doing, Harold? Okay, now Harold, what was your reaction to Romney's claim that he would cut Sesame Street's funding?
Well, I was obviously put off by his assertion that the program was an unnecessary cost to the government. He came off as a corporate fat cat who's out of touch with everyday Americans' lives are like. He obviously can't see what's happening to us from his ivory tower.
Now, those are some very bold claims that you're making, about Mr. Romney there, Harold, and I mean, how can you back that up?
I know. I don't mean to go off like that. It's just that things are worse than ever down on good old Sesame Street.
Oh, come on. I'm sure they can't be that bad. Can they?
My apartment overlooks the neighborhood, and I see it all the pain, all the hurt. Elmo's not himself. Oscar's become even more grouchy now that he's had to downsize to a smaller trash can. Cookie Monster has to beg for cookies on the street. All the Count does is walk around counting the foreclosures. 1, 2, 3. 3 foreclosures this month. Bert and Ernie have got to get a third roommate, and now all they do is fight. Worst of all, since the space program's been cut, Slimy's depression has gotten out of control because his dreams of returning to space have been crushed.
Wow, Harold, that's awful.
It sure is. Big Bird's been ripping out his feathers day and night trying to find a way to fix things.
Now, is there anything that we can do to help?
We just need to get the word out. At this point, there are no surveys that document unemployment or poverty statistics within the puppet community, so not many people know how rough we have it.
Well, thank you for enlightening us to your situation. I feel free to stop by anytime that you guys need anything or need any help. I mean, I've always been a big fan of you guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Today's lesson was brought to you by the letters H and P for Homeless Puppets. Now, recently, Bill Nye the Science Guy visited campus, and he discussed physics, global warming, and evolution. Now, the Iowa State Daily was able to secure an interview with him. But could we? No, we couldn't. But we do have the next best thing. With us in the studio today is Bill Nye's nemesis, Phil Nye the Biased Guy. Welcome to the studio, Phil.
Much pleasure.
So, Phil, what makes you Bill Nye's nemesis?
You mean what makes him my nemesis? That's what you mean.
Sure.
Well, imagine this balloon. Well, this drawing of a balloon is the Earth.
Who's that?
That's Paul, my sound effects intern.
You don't even have your own sound effects.
No, Bill had sponsors. I did not. Anyway, this poorly drawn circle is the Earth. Now believe that this Earth is only 10,000 years old.
Okay, wait, that's what you guys differ on?
Yes, I know it sounds crazy. Bill believes the Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Who can even count that high? Why would you even believe such rubbish, honestly?
Who would believe it? Well, logical people. I mean, there's so much evidence that supports and proves the Earth is 4.5 billion years old.
Like what?
Well, like imagine the Earth is this sandwich.
Wait, no. You are my intern.
Sorry. Well, see, geologists know that there are layers of rocks, and we know these rocks date back 4.5 billion years using technology like carbon dating and radiometrics.
You mean magic.
Okay, what?
You mean magic. Carbon dating is magic. Like if a portion of the population still believes in magic, they're holding everyone else back there, Chris. And magic is wrong and evil and some other nasty adjective.
Okay, so just because you don't know how it works, that makes some magic and evil?
Here, let me show you how the Earth actually was formed using my super ginormous display of bias. And Paul forgot the display, so he'll be trying to use a demonstration by himself with sound effects. A long time ago, aliens found the solar system and liked it. But there was no life there. So they made some. The end. Or is it?
Okay, well, thanks, Phil. You were about as good as a generic bag of potato chips.
Anytime there.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to tune in next time for Fortnightly News next week. Have a great one.